Well, guys, welcome to another installment of, I guess we'd say, Keeping Up with the Targaryens. Dragonstone's next top spouse. Finding a breeder for Rhaenyra. Right? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Uncle Nephew Shane is here.
Hi.
Please welcome our special guest, direct from the the studio of Silk, his House of Silk.
The House of Silk.
Mr. Fire Guy Ryan.
Woo!
Special guest.
Yeah, that's right. You are special. We're talking about episode 4, of course, of the season 1 of House of the Dragon. The House of the Dragon. King of the Narrow Sea. Daemon has returned to, I guess, bury the hatchet with the old Viserys there, old Three Fingers.
Yeah.
And make peace. And what'd you think about this episode?
I thought it was, at this point in the show, it's moving everything right along. They're having really poignant conversations when it comes to Rhaenyra and Alicent, and Rhaenyra mentioning about her mother was made to produce heirs until it killed her. Like it's like everything is starting to come together as far as what they're like how they're processing everything that's happened so far. Mm-hmm. How she's been named heir to the throne, and I mean it's a super poignant episode. I just rewatching these, you're just thinking to yourself how great it truly was. And I think people were upset about the fast forwarding of time or this whole thing at like time jumping and all that. I don't think it was about that. I think they really did the best they could with right before these.
You just reminded me about something I'm going to ask Ryan in a second. Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
I just think it's this episode is really, really amazing for episode 4. That they're having really great conversations about what's to come and how they're thinking and how they're feeling at this point.
Ryan,
I love it.
Your thoughts? Do you think Rhaenyra should have married that 12-year-old kid?
Oh man,
that's a good question.
Giving me pause.
You go, what?
I gotta refresh myself on episode 4 here.
Yeah.
I only remember the king being hooked up with a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah,
and not
that was
Rhaenyra?
great too.
So basically, we'll set the stage a little bit. They have everybody kind of auditioning to marry. Basically, they're all come a courting to kind of like they're pitching their story like it's like Shark Tank or something. They're all telling Rhaenyra's like, I have land and I have this, and I've got this to offer and da 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 da, like and then that's when Daemon kind of shows back up, and he's got a crown made out of like wood and bones or something. He has the hammer of Crab Feeder. And he offers it to Viserys, and he says, "Here, put that in the throne, because the throne is made up of weapons from people the adversaries that they've wiped out." And he's like, "Here, just put that on the hammer." Throne. It's a hammer, though. It'd probably help to put something. It's a tool,
you won't get
right,
cut
Ryan?
from it.
I mean,
yeah, I'm remembering this crab feeder stuff. I remember I didn't really care that they did the time jumps. I thought that was a cool way to handle it, but I do remember wishing we got more of him as a villain.
I know, I was prepared, and he's in the book a lot, right? Doesn't he have a whole thing in the book or no?
Not particularly. I mean, they definitely spend more time on that conflict, I guess, but it still just boils down to a nuisance that they managed to take out pretty easily.
Is it like a musical
really
number?
Waste a whole lot of time on it.
Is there a musical number with Crab Feeder? Under the sea.
And the show is all the worse for it.
Under the sea.
Like Acolyte.
No, nothing like that. That would have been fun.
No.
Under the sea.
Disney Plus. House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
This is a great mashup. It'll happen eventually. Awesome. Yeah, it will. This is also the episode that Rhaenyra is given like the disguise to sneak away to the pillow house, or what do they call it? The pillow house, this House of Silk.
House of Silk.
The Pooty Club over there, sneak over there. She's in disguise.
It's called the Pooty Club.
Yeah, and then they have like the play going
The Pooty Club.
I got
it's written right there over the door. Actually.
Yeah. It's called, welcome to the Pooty Club.
Welcome to the Pooty Club.
Welcome to the Pooty Club.
Right this way. The bouncers at the door at the Pooty Club.
Cat Williams is there.
Doing stand up.
He's doing his stand up. Yeah. But they're putting like a play together, and they're basically bashing her becoming the heir.
Yeah.
And stuff, and she's like she's undercover, but she's like booing.
Yeah.
She said, "Damon's like, hey, boo, this sucks.
I like her. She's cool.
I didn't like the acolyte." Then whatever, she's bashing it. You know, she's booing. But
I think he's cool.
But then we're assuming, right, Ryan, that her and Damon are finally gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lay down by the Red Keep.
A lot of chemistry there.
There is a lot of chemistry.
Niece and uncle, but just like real life.
Yep.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's okay. But then she decides it's not a good idea, right? So then she goes back, and then Allison Shane is sort of like thrown into this. There's people whispering. There's the spies.
Yeah, because he had a spy follow them to take a look at what's going on. I guess
right.
to report back. Yeah, and then all that's going on where there's gossip and whispering, and it's all very weird. It's all very weird to them, yet it's totally cool. And on one hand it's cool, and on the other hand it's weird. You know what I mean?
I don't want you dating these people and marrying these people, but we
got to do it.
It's very odd. But then, so Allison is sort of like in a role where she's defending Rhaenyra. She's like she's telling Viserys, she's like, I don't think that's what happened. She's kind of backing her up, a little to a certain extent. That might be the last time she actually is supportive of her.
Truly supportive of her.
Truly. Cheers. As he finds the one that has some in it.
There we go.
There you go.
That one didn't have any in.
But I was going to ask you guys about the time jumps. You mentioned that stuff. I think in the rewatch, the time jumps didn't bother me as much. They didn't. I didn't really. I wasn't thinking about them as much because I know there's at least. Well, we get through 5, and then that's when the adult actresses, the grown actors, are in the roles, and then there's one more time jump before the end of the season. But I think in the rewatch, I really didn't pay much attention to that.
No.
You just rewatched season 1 like a couple weeks back, right, Ryan?
Just one after the other?
Yeah, no, I blasted through it. So I think it's my 3rd time. I watched it as it came out, and then I did a rewatch like almost immediately after because I loved the damn show. It's such a cool version of Game of Thrones. Like it's way more intimate and small scale. And I think that works in its favor for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I watched it like back to back basically, and then one more time a few weeks ago before the new season came out, and it's good because I had forgotten like nearly all of it. And there's a whole lot of stuff that happens in this short span of episodes. But
I forgot
based on what I've read.
Yeah, go.
Based on what I've read in the Fire and Blood book, there's not going to be any more time jumps. There's too much stuff that happens in the immediate future for them to skip ahead by years. Although if they could, I guess, and I'd be surprised, but
I don't think
things unravel very quickly.
Do you think by the end of this season, do we finally get the wild dragons?
Yeah, I would imagine.
All right.
On season 2, yeah.
I forgot Viserys yells at Daemon for defiling his daughter. Like, how dare you? And he's just like, shouldn't it be me, her uncle, rather than
a stranger?
Than a stranger. Like,
gotta keep the lines pure.
Yeah,
it's like a weird logic to it.
I know.
Like,
okay.
Would you rather her uncle marry her or some weirdo on the streets?
Me, are totally cool, not weird.
At least you know me.
Viserys is like,
You make a lot of sense.
That's some good points.
Touche.
So then Viserys is nervous that the Rhaenyra thing is going to kind of get out. It's going to get leaked on Twitter or whatever. So he says, no, I'm going to marry you off. And then he promises her to Laenor, I think.
Yeah.
And then
she's how old is she again? She's 12.
No, she's like 15, 16.
Oh, 15. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're at least closer in age.
Yeah, they're at least closer in age. And he's not her uncle. He's her cousin.
Yeah, that's good. Sure.
So it's way better.
Yeah, they're cousins
by leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
clearly better. Oh boy.
Yeah, man.
This was a rough one. What you really think about it? This is a rough episode. What?
Yeah, it was. But I mean, I'm just looking forward to over the course of this season, and then of course going into next season, the second season, that we get more hot dragon action, Ryan. That's what I want is more hot dragon action, more dragon violence.
I think this episode's pretty good in retrospect. It definitely it's one of the first big cracks, in the foundation between all these characters, and it's like the battle lines are sort of being drawn, right? You get to see who's on whose side, and how shady and manipulative some of these people can be. Otto Hightower,
Otto
he's my favorite in the whole show.
Man.
And he starts really scheming and plotting in this one particularly.
Yep. He's playing both sides.
Dude,
I mean, everybody. He's trying to manipulate everything. And Viserys is so I don't know. He's so soft. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. He could just be manipulated by everybody. Yeah. They kind of talk about it a little bit in our review of episode 3 that'll be up soon, be posted up soon. Is that he's interested in Rhaenyra being happy at this time, of a time and place back then. He wouldn't be sitting around saying, "I just want my daughter to be happy."
Yeah, at this
he wouldn't
point,
care about that. But this is a guy, Ryan, that plays with Legos, and
and talks about history, and he's he's more interested in the history of things. That was cool in episode 1 where he foreshadows about White Walkers and all this. That was pretty cool. But yeah, he's not thinking about how important his situation is and how. It's true. What people are telling him, he's like, you need to. What Daemon is telling him a lot of times is, you need to, wake up and become more serious about this position. And he's just kind of a goof. He's a little bit goofy.
He is.
He has his moments, but for the most part, he is a goof.
Yeah, but I think that there's, and it plays out over the course of the season. That he slowly loses his grip more and more as the season plays along, because he's falling apart literally and figuratively. He's losing his grip on everything, and the family just keeps manipulating him to benefit themselves. Right. And
he's taking everything that they say into account and trying to please every last one of them. He's trying to please everybody at this point.
Yeah. So, without there being any major spoilers, what you can tell us, this whole dynamic between Aegon and Rhaenyra, going forward, Ryan, it's going to go really bad, isn't it?
It's Game of Thrones.
Yeah. We're just now getting started with that, right? There's been a dead kid on both sides at this point.
Yeah.
And it's not only going to piss off both of them, but it's going to piss off, their most, if you want to call them the kings on the chessboard, right? They have their queens, right? The more powerful kind of associated people, like Daemon, and then the one-eyed brother Aemond. Right. They both kind of get a little unhinged after the events of this last episode, especially. So I think, things are going to get a little epic. There's going to be a lot more, at least based on the book. There's going to be a lot more dragon fighting happening.
Yeah,
because they are crazy.
More dragon action. Oh,
everybody's
nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Hot-headed.
Yeah, hot-headed. Yeah.
Yep.
Hot-headed fire breathers. We wanted to thank our special guest again, Ryan, for taking the time to hang out with us. We appreciate every time we get to talk to you and spend quality time with you, buddy. And and we got to make our way up there because we're just sweating like crazy down here.
Just a week or 2 weeks is all we'll stay.
I'd go up there for 3 days. I'd be fine.
We just impose our will. But Ryan's like, why did I ask these fools to come down here?
That's right. We don't have air conditioning anywhere up here. That's a thing too. We're not used to it being hot, so nothing is air conditioned.
Could you imagine?
So it's kind of worse in some ways.
Oh my Lord.
All right. Well, we'll think about it. And
I thought about it.
Give it a take.
Yeah. We'll reach out. We'll send a raven. we'll talk to you soon. And appreciate you, buddy. Have a great night.
Thank you, Ryan.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe having you back on at some point during the season of season 2. We can have you on and come and talk about how all that stuff shapes out and who dies, because a lot of people are going to die and get eaten and set on fire and all those other things.
Get stabbed.
Some sooner than you might think. I'll just say that.
What the heck?
No. I kind of hate knowing what's coming in a sense, but it's going to be cool to see.
But yeah, Ryan, appreciate you. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure that you give Comic Tom 101 a follow over there.
Yeah.
They're the best in the biz.
Yep.
You guys are, I've told you this before. You guys are one of the reasons why we do YouTube with comic book content. It's the reason why Shane drinks. And I appreciate you. We love you, buddy. And have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you.
Yeah, look forward to coming back.
Yes. Anytime. Cheers.
To you, sir.
I don't have any. I guess I have water.
Boo! No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
That's fine.